When I think back to the version of me who lived in a, let's say, glorified closet as a bedroom in a 1,200, if that, square foot townhome with two other adults working on Capitol Hill, living under paycheck to paycheck, being paid that. And to compensate for that, I had to get babysitting jobs to pay my bills, to then the version of me who lived in my best friend's basement. I had nowhere else to go. I was just walking out of a really rough season and just needed a bed to lay on, a roof over my head, and to be able to get to a place where I was making money to eventually get on my feet, to then the version of me who hit her first 10K after being thousands of dollars in debt. I can feel her excitement even in this moment, the gratitude that I had, the joy, the shock of, oh my gosh, I did it. I just made 5 figures this month. I have been trying so hard. I have been showing up. My income before that was up, down, 3K, 8K, 9K, 5K, all over the place. And I just had this excitement and this goal of that coveted first 10K month. And not just that my first 10K, but then to consistently hold that and make that my new set point. And so I am so excited to share with you today 5 things that I look back that had to be in place in order for me to come out of this with my income and lock in and achieve and surpass my first 10K month. I have been a coach in the online space for over a decade now. I have built a multiple 7-figure business. I have helped hundreds of women transform their lives and their businesses so they can really walk out their calling to create the impact and income that God wants to bless them with when it comes to their assignment. So these 5 things, buckle up, get ready, make sure you get your journal out, your pen, because these are things that if you implement on top of the other things that of course need to be in place, like your systems, your back end, your marketing, your sales, etc. But these are the foundational things that they have to be there. So this and the other pieces as well. And if I can do it, you can do it. And if my clients can do it, you can do it. So I just pray that as you listen to this and you glean some wisdom and you implement what lands for you, that you really hold the faith and you hold the belief that it is possible for you. Because if you're here watching this, that means you're someone, which, hi, you're here watching it. So that means you are someone who has probably hit that 2K mark, you've hit 5K, maybe you've hit 10K, but then you've gone back down and you haven't reached it again. Or maybe you're just getting started and you want to be proactive to achieve a goal quicker than most people, because that's the cool thing. Learning from someone who's done it and who's willing to give you the wisdom is you'll actually shorten the gap of how long it took me to get there with how long it could take you to get there. And so no matter what you've been trying, maybe you've been on the hamster wheel, you've been throwing spaghetti at a wall, you've been consistent, you've been showing up, you've been creating content, you're lit up, but the results aren't there yet, and you might be feeling really overwhelmed, maybe defeated. You've downloaded all the opt-ins, watched the videos. Well, I pray this is the last one you have to watch to be able to get the things that are going to help you get to where you want to go. So let's dive in. The first thing that needed to be in place for me to hit my first 10K was being really clear on the one problem that I solve. I think about my client, Juliana, who came into Untamed University with so much wisdom in her assignment, but her messaging was all over the place. She was talking to 5 different people, solving 5 different problems, and the results were reflecting of her being a jack of all trades and not being known for one thing, because her audience, they were inspired, they were watching, but they weren't clear on the one problem that she solves And therefore, they hadn't built that trust yet that she can solve their problem because she hadn't clearly communicated that yet. She came in with an opt-in that had been falling flat, and opt-ins are like a lead magnet, very important for you to build your email list, to then have warm leads, to then sell your offers to. And so this is the second thing we worked on. The first thing was getting really clear on the one problem that she solved. The rest of the problems, she can help people once they're bought in. And then we redid her opt-in because her opt-in was speaking. It was like a course. It was a course. Let's just be real. Juliana, you know what's up. It was a course and it was way too much in not solving one problem. And so we created a new one. She launched it. People were signing up. Flow was coming in. Email list being built. She ended up creating an inspired offer, selling it in the DMs, and boom, made a cash injection into her business, solving a very specific problem because we positioned her messaging and expertise in a way to make that clear. So when she made the sell in the DM, it was an obvious yes because she was clear on what she was solving. And I hear this happening time and time again for my students, and it's just so exciting because a lot of women get nervous to niche down on the one problem until they do it and they see results and they think, no wonder I've been all over the place with my content and people aren't getting it. This is actually a relief. It's a relief because once people are bought in, just like Juliana, you can sell other offers. You can solve other problems because I know you are a multifaceted coach who can solve a lot of problems. But up front, we want to have one clear problem. The second thing that needed to be in place was I needed to get really clear on the transformation that people were buying. Because people don't buy things, they don't buy your calls, they don't buy the worksheets, they don't buy the stuff. They're buying the transformation. Yes, all of that is important to communicate and to have in place, absolutely. But people are buying the outcome. Can she help me solve this problem? And can she help me get there? That's all people care about. And once you're really clear on that transformation, people are clear on what they're buying and they trust you and they're in. And so once you get clear on that outcome, you can communicate that and start to see the results. Once I got clear on the one problem that I solved and the transformation I was providing, which back in those days, I was in the fitness and nutrition industry, and I was helping women who were at a 9-to-5 job that had little extra time and energy to get a good, high quality, optimized workout in to put on lean muscle. So that way their body can match their mindset as they had been working on their mindset and that was improving, but their body wasn't matching that. So I was clear on the one problem that I solved, little time, little energy, optimized workout for lean muscle. And the transformation they were buying was confidence and discipline to do the thing that was going to help them feel better about who they are and therefore walk out their assignment more embodied, more powerful, and obviously much more in a healthy state. And so I think about my client, Lauren, who came in, same to Juliana, message all over the place, speaking to 5 different people, 5 different problems. I know my clients very well, my clientele, my ideal avatar. And she came in and same thing, her email list wasn't growing at the rate that she wanted it to. And so we got clear on her problem, the transformation she solved. We rebuilt her opt-in, we rebuilt her funnel, and within 24 hours, she had 41 women get on that email list via her new opt-in. And then fast forward a couple weeks, she ended up pre-selling and filling her fall into winter. So as I record this now, that's 6 months out, her program without even having to do it publicly because we got clear on those 2 things. And so these women are just growing consistently every single week and are going to be surpassing that and then some. So I pray that as you hear this, you're inspired to get clear on your problem, to get clear on the transformation that you are providing so people know what they're getting into. The third thing that needed to be in place is discipline and consistency over feelings and motivation. before I hit my 10K, if I didn't feel like posting or feel like doing an email or feel like reaching out to people, I would just go on Pinterest. I would just, back in those days, Tumblr, and I would just go on there and numb out and wait for inspiration to hit me or motivation. Did it ever come? No, it never came. I would lead to self-sabotage, to delay, to overwhelm, to then comparison, to shame, and I would spiral down, not spiral up, until I learned and brought back my own fitness techniques and nutrition and all of that around discipline. So I had to give myself my own medicine and really understand that if God has given me this business to steward and to steward well, I need to treat it like a job. This is the marketplace. And therefore, having those just boundaries around myself, around my work hours, around social media, that way my energy was optimized and not being drained by unnecessary, unfruitful things. And so I actually had the time and the energy to walk out when I needed to walk out and do. All of a sudden, the results were showing. What a coincidence. And so if you are outsourcing your inspiration, scrolling on inspiration for motivational quotes, going on Pinterest to be inspired by something, it's actually a tactic of the enemy to distract you from doing what you know that you need to do. This is why in the university we have accountability and high layers of accountability, study buddies, check-ins, weekly open office hours, etc. That way women have that muscle built of that consistency and that discipline. And I think about so many students that come in, and I call them, they come in and the intuitive feminine, which is a beautiful thing, having that connected to the Holy Spirit and being guided. But when we're just like creative and going with the flow and intuitive in our businesses and just do what I feel called to do, they come in because they know by just who I am that I'm going to have structure, that I'm going to talk about discipline. And within a few days, they are like obsessed with the structure and the discipline and the consistency that I encourage them. And by the end of the 3 months, they're now so locked in and actually even more creative and making more money and more ideas because they've been so disciplined to do the things they said they're going to do. If you want to launch a podcast, if you want to fill in the blank, the discipline has to be there. If you want to hit 10K, you got to do the things that need to be in place to hit your 10K. And I won't go over everything that needs to be done. It's a whole different video, but discipline over feelings. If we believed our feelings and let our feelings guide us, we most likely would not get anything done, especially in our businesses, and especially not hitting your first 10K month. So the fourth thing that needed to be in place was accountability. And I had 2 layers of accountability at that time. One paid layer, one peer-led, and both need to go hand in hand. So I hired a coach who I know would be really honest and direct with me. I needed someone who would call out my blind spots, would tell me if the idea I had was a bad idea. When we look at our business as from a logical approach, not an emotional approach, we're willing to be humble and hungry for honest feedback. And so if I wanted to hit that 10K, I knew I needed to hire someone who could give me the guidance and the skills and the strategies to do that. And I needed to be humble enough to hold myself accountable to actually walk out the guidance they gave me. And so the feedback she gave me, the support, the accountability, the showing up, the walking out, what I said I'm going to do, the check-ins with her allow me to hit that goal and then surpass it each month following. And then the other layer is with my peer-led mastermind. So we hold each other accountable. What are you going to do next week? Hey, did you get that done? If not, why? And so we held each other into this day, hold each other accountable on doing what we say we're going to do. In the university, we have accountability partners. We call them study buddies. And women are partnered up after filling out a questionnaire, their time zone, their availability, etc. And then they have their own calls, their own check-in system. On top of, in the Telegram chat, we have milestones throughout the week for women to utilize if they feel fit to have check-ins to hold them accountable. So when you have layers of accountability and not just relying on yourself, you're going to hit that 10K because you have other people who are going to call you forward and say, hey, why didn't you get that done? And not from condemnation, but from conviction. Hey, what's going on? Did the enemy get you on this one? Is it you? Are you the problem? Do we need to learn better time management? Do you need a better strategy? Do you need a better approach? Whatever that is, what can we get in place to make sure that you do what you say you're going to do and therefore get the results? Because women can, with big callings in their life, can talk about their calling. This is what I'm going to do. Here's my vision. I'm going to make this amount of money, write a book. But most of them don't actually walk it out. Most of them just talk about it, but don't walk it past the finish line. So when we have accountability in place, we are much more likely to actually follow through and do the thing. So get yourself accountability, share with the women in your life, share with your study buddy, share with whoever that you're going to partner up with. Hey, I've got a goal for next month to hit 10K. Here's what I'm going to do to hit it. Hold me accountable. And I can pretty much guarantee you, you will hit it if you walk out what you say you're going to do. The fifth one that needed to be in place is I needed to lock in on who I was created to be, my unique gifts, my calling, my assignment. And I needed to be embodied in it, not just an I hope statement, not just a talking about it, but embodied in it. If we say that this is what we do, but we're not locked in and really own it and humbly, confidently, not prideful, not false humility, that is pride, but actually say, this is what I'm really good at doing. This is the gift that God has instilled me with. These are the gifts that God has instilled me with to be able to help people with. Will you come with that energy into your content, onto your sales calls, into your marketing? People feel that. I am really good at seeing people's blind spots in their businesses and who they are to be able to optimize how they show up in their businesses, to put proper systems in place, strategies, messaging, and branding so they holistically, with all of that, can walk out their assignment with confidence in their authority and their knowingness to reach the people they want to reach and to be able to create the impact and income they want. So I am an activator, I am a teacher, and I'm really good at helping women go from here to here in a really simple, streamlined way. So what are you really good at? What is your gifting? Can you own it a little bit more? Can you lock that in? And when I think back to my first 10K month, again, fitness and nutrition back then, and I was an online coach in that space, I think back to I was really gifted with encouraging people to be more disciplined, with teaching them proper workout strategies, teaching them how to eat properly, teaching them time management. So all that kind of morphed into who I do, what I do now, because God always uses our skills in every season in unique ways. So I had to own that I was really good at that, really good at helping people get incredible results and ongoing results. Back in the fitness days, scalable, meaning they'll keep being healthy. They'll keep getting stronger. Nowadays, they're gonna keep being more in their assignment. They're gonna keep seeing results, keep being fruitful. And so just lock in to who God created you to be. Lock in to the assignment that He has on your life. Walk out your calling in an embodied, confident way. And you're gonna see a difference in how you show up, and how you speak about your offers, and how you speak about the transformation you provide, and the quality and caliber of the type of clients that you call in. And I think back to my first $1 million year. So this is a different video on this one, but even that, like these also affected how I hit my first $1 million year. So this translates these things into every other level, 20K, 50K, 100K. Of course, more layers strategically get added on, but these are foundational. These are the things that are going to really help you go above and beyond your goals. So I want to hear from you. Which one or ones are you going to do first? Are you going to walk out? Do you know that you need to get clear on your one problem? Comment that of one problem. Do you need to know that you need to get clear on your transformation or consistency, or you need to get an accountability partner, or you need to lock in your calling. What are you going to walk out first? And then 2, a resource that we have that is going to be so supportive for you. I want you to comment the word resource to get a free 10 plug and play lead magnet titles that convert. That's going to help you be really clear on the one problem that your opt-in, your lead magnet, your freebie, whatever you want to call it, does for someone to get them onto your email list, to serve them with that one problem, that quick win, to eventually then invite them to purchase your program. So that's going to help you reach your 10K, is making sure that your email list is growing, and not just growing, but growing with quality leads. So comment resource and I'll send you our free 10 plug and play titles that convert. It is such a blessing to share these with you. I pray that they support you. I pray that you integrate them and that you really consistently show up in them, pun intended, to get the results and to hit your first 10K. And I want to hear from you. Once you hit your first 10K, will you come back to this video and say, I did it, like I accomplished it? Let me know how it felt, because I am here cheering you on as you strive in a healthy, Holy Spirit-led way to hit that and go beyond that again and again. Thank you for hanging out. Make sure you hit subscribe for all of our other videos that will support you along your journey of building your kingdom business of impact and income in a simple, streamlined way that allows your message and your brand to get to the right people. I'll talk to you on the next video.